In this video, I am making a model that Games Workshop don't. Howdy folks, I'm Autumn Witch and welcome to Bleeding Tree Gaming. So, I have kit bashed a Terminator Captain and a Terminator Chaplain for my white scars, and also done a bit of conversion work on my Terminator Librarian. However, there is one more Terminator character in the Codex that Games Workshop don't do a model for, and that is the Terminator Ancient. I got the new multi-part Terminator Captain, the new Terminator Chaplain, and yet another push-fit Terminator Captain from the starter set. I've already built the Chaplain and you all seem to like that, so I'll be basing the Ancient on the new multi-part Captain kit. And in another video I'll be taking the leftovers of those 3 sprues and making yet another Terminator character, which I haven't decided on yet. There's no need to overcomplicate the initial build. I build the main body and legs as per the instructions, but leave out the head, arms and weapons, etc. I go over the other sprues and rummage through my other Terminator bits from the main infantry kit and decide on the arms and head I want, but I don't glue them together yet, so I can dry fit and try out different bits before making a decision. The Mini, as sold, comes with a 50mm base, which is now standard for Terminator Captains, but the standard base size for Terminator Ancient is 40mm. Yes, I really care about a difference of 10mm. In keeping with the rest of my army, I rip up some cork sheeting to give him a more dramatic and commanding presence. After all, he is bearing a relic banner and everybody needs to see it. Speaking of the banner, I'm going to use this banner from the old Beastman kit, or I'm sure it'll be the new Beastman kit when they re-release it for Old World. White scars have a more tribal aesthetic and this fits nicely, although the spikes to the side of the crossbeam are possibly a little too much, so they get trimmed flat. I'll also be using the pole from the old Chaos Marine kit, but I'm going to need to swap the hand out for a Terminator sized one, and also for a right-handed one. Now I'm going to cut the original hand from the banner pole, and then take the right hand from the starter set captain's right arm. Are you with me so far? I clip away the parts of the sword. I drilled through the core of the hand using the remnants of the handle grip as a guide. I then drilled holes in the ends of the pole that would meet the hand. Quick tip, I use a 0.2mm drill bit, as this is the same thickness as standard paper clips, or at least standard ones here in the UK. Which go nicely as pins for pinning. As you can see, it all fits together nicely, and I drill into the top of the pole and at the point where it meets the crossbar for the banner itself. I glued the actual pins with super glue, but made sure to use plastic glue where the plastic meets to tie it all together visually. Now, I want to go for the classic Power Fist Stormbolter combo, because if Games Workshop are going to change the loadout rules again, that's the one they're going to keep. But I decided I would mount a Stormbolter on the Power Fist itself. Wrist-mounted Stormbolters aren't uncommon in the game, but mounted to a Power Fist is a bit rarer. Fortunately, I have some old Grey Knight arms from a job lot I picked up, and some of them have wrist-mounted Stormbolters, and I think I can work with that. Now the storm bolter is a little too well integrated into the piece to cleanly remove, so I grab my clippers and basically destroy the rest of the arm, snipping away a little at a time until I have the piece as I want, which I clean up with my brand new knife. I used a 0.5mm drill bit to bore out the barrels. The outer casing of the power fist is a separate piece to the rest, which makes adjusting and dry fitting the components so much easier. For the storm bolter to fit flush, I need to flatten a patch of the curved surface, which I do with my knife and a file before gluing it in place. Lastly, I need some kind of ammo feed. A belt feed would be super cool and look like the one on the Terminator Librarian. A last kit bashing one is beyond my confidence, so instead I grabbed a magazine from the storm bolter that comes with firstborn Space Marine tanks. I've got dozens of these. Given that white scars are trophy hunters, plenty of skulls and severed heads just look so damn cool. I grabbed a top knot from the old 3rd Ed Dark Eldar Troops kit that I had just lying around, because he's a white scar and has to have a top knot. I modified a skeleton torso and skull as a shin decoration, and like with the other trophies, I made sure to pin them quite obviously in place where the dude has nailed them to his armour. I also found a piece of damaged armour from an orc kit and stuck that on his left greave to represent a hasty battlefield patch-up job. An assortment of severed heads and skulls went over the base too. They won't be quite so prominent after the basing mix goes down, but they add an extra detail pop if you examine the finished thing closely. I hate the term visual interest. I mean, it's a model. It's meant to be visually interesting. Speaking of the finished thing, I've already made videos on how I paint white scars, so I'll leave links in the end screen for you if you are interested, and I'll crack on and get this painted off camera. And here it is. It's not as extensive a kit bash as my Terminator Khan or my Terminator Chaplain, but he turned out pretty good. I had a crack at freehanding the banner in a late 80s Rogue Trader style. Not sure if it really works, but if I ever get more confident with freehand, then a few coats of Corax White should cover it nicely and give me a blank canvas to work on. If you enjoyed this video, please bung us a like and subscribe if you want to see what we're up to next. We put out 2 videos a week, usually, and on the days that we don't, we put out a short with a mini of our own that we quite like and want to share. We also have a Ko-fi link if you fancy buying us something to keep us in paint and other supplies. And if you live in the UK, check out our Element Games affiliate link for a nice discount on hobby goodness. You get the full discount, they send us a few pennies our way. Also, we have a Discord server if that's your thing, and we don't bite much. Thank you for watching. I'm Autumn Witch, and I'll catch you next time on Bleeding Tree Gaming.